Alright, class, so you all should have read the first chapters of either Lord of the Flies or The Jungle by now, and so you should have a pretty good idea of the plot and the characters so far, a basic understanding of both of those. But one of the skills you need when you're reading is being able to analyze what's going on, being able to think critically, and essentially apply pre-thought out lenses to what you're reading so that you can really get a deeper understanding of the text and then in the future be able to apply it to real life occurrences. And so the particular lens that we're going to learn about today is called Marxist criticism. And it sounds daunting, but by the end of our lesson it won't be. So in order to learn about Marxist criticism, we first need to learn about Karl Marx, right? Has any of you ever heard of Karl Marx? Yeah, has. All right, so we're going to brainstorm some facts about Karl Marx so that essentially we can apply his ideas to the text that we've been reading. So, Karl Marx. What are some basic facts about Karl Marx and his ideologies? First of all, let's spell that correctly. Okay, so first of all, who was he? What is he known as? Yes, Jack?
Isn't he the guy who invented communism?
He sure is, and we like to call that the father of communism. Holy cow. And what do you know what document he used to present his ideas?
The first one was the Communist Manifesto.
Sure, exactly. And what did that consist of? What sort of ideals did he present in the manifesto?
Well, he believed that industrialism was oppressing the working classes, and so the working classes had to take control of the means of production.
Bad, right? That's what Karl Marx thought. And you mentioned the working class, Jack. Do you know what the working class was called? A good term for that?
The proletariat.
Good. And what was the other class that sort of was viewed by Karl Marx as enslaving the proletariat?
That was the bourgeoisie.
Nice. Let's make sure I can spell
I
that.
got a gold star for today.
Bourgeois. All right. I think it. Yeah? No? Oh? That's close. Bourgeois. I have it spelled in here somewhere. Let's find it.
I think there's a U in there.
I think you're right. Right. Oh, yeah. It's right here, I think. Well, we won't worry about that. It's not necessarily important. I practiced how to spell that, but as a teacher. All right, anyways, let's move on from there. So, this is a basic understanding of Karl Marx. And his ideals then can be applied to our book. What are some ideas? Do you have any ideas of how we can apply what Karl Marx believed to what we've been reading?
Well, I read Lord of the Flies for this.
Okay.
So, I guess in that book, all the boys who are stranded on the island sort of formed their own society without any sort of direction from any authority.
Good.
And that's sort of what Marx was advocating the proletariat should do.
He did, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the evolution of communism and how that occurs. So first, everything in the Communist Manifesto, Marx talks about a classless society. Everything starts out as classless. But over time, over time, power corrupts, okay? So there's groups of people that start to, they can't necessarily deal with a classless society. They want more. They want to be more successful than the others. They want to push farther and farther and farther and make more money than everyone else. And so classless evolves into essentially a two-class society. There's obviously more, but that's what we'll talk about. And those two classes are what Jack said earlier. The proletariat and the bourgeois, or the bourgeoisie, some people say. And, okay, thank you. All right, so the proletariat is the working class. And Karl Marx described the proletariat as being enslaved by wages. So these people feel as if work is what controls their life. They have nothing else. And the bourgeois is a...
Go.
Okay. So Marx believed in an idea of class determinism, which means that if I'm a member of the proletariat, I'm never going to be able to advance myself. That's just my lot in life. And these people started to believe that, and so it became a normal process of thinking. But essentially, what's going to happen is the proletariat, they're going to realize that the way that they are living is they can do better. So they're going to get angry and revolt. Revolt against hegemony, which is essentially the ideals of the government placed upon a large group of people. And so no one really has their free ability to think for themselves. It's all under what the government has put in place for them to believe. And so the government then uses propaganda. Can somebody tell me what propaganda is? Anyone? Propaganda is used in today. So let's say, for example, Nike wants to sell their shoes, and so they use a method of advertising such as, say there's two guys in the commercial. One guy's wearing Adidas and one guy's wearing Nike. The guy that's wearing Nike gets the good-looking girl, and the guy that's wearing Adidas loses that. That's propaganda. And so the government used propaganda to enforce the class determinism that we were talking about. So they would use propaganda to make the proletariat seem like a really great thing, and so that they would never try to revolt. But when they did revolt, everything cycled back to a classless society, and the cycle continues. So that's pretty much a very broad and basic idea of communism. It's a lot more complicated than that, but for lack of time, we're going to end that there and apply it to real life. So that's what Marxist criticism is, applying such thinking to any sort of literature and using that lens to do so. And so have any of you read, or I mean not read, sorry, seen The Lion King?
Yes.
So in what way could we apply Marxist criticism to The Lion King? And if you guys could all just take a moment and maybe write down a couple things and then present those. Take 10 seconds. Okay. Anyone have any ideas?
Well, the hyenas kind of like rebel against the lions.
Perfect.
They see it's like being above them, so maybe they
So hyenas are maybe the proletariat? Sure. Anything else? What about a class determinism? Do you see any of that? So the pride is the pride, right? And they will remain the pride while, let's see, while maybe the hyenas, like you were talking about, are going to remain the bottom. They're going to have to fight for everything they have, and they're enslaved by that war, right? And so, essentially, are you all understanding this? Okay. So for your homework, what I want you to do is go out and find either a movie, a video clip, a song even, or even a book if you want to do that. And I want you to write a short paragraph about how you can apply Marxist criticism.